Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Jazz Borganzo here with another What's Next episode. I'm going to tie this in a bow regarding this video. And that is the 2021 Olympic Games in Tokyo, or as it's known, the Woke Olympics. Yes, these Woke Olympics have been a treasure trove of memes, of wokeness, of hilarity, of ridiculousness, and embarrassment, all wrapped in one little package. But with this, I want to put a pin on it. And hopefully this will end it. But then again, wokeness never takes a holiday. So let's go. Story number one. This comes out of PJ Media. PsyOps. If they can make you believe a big, strong man belongs in the women's division, they can make you believe anything. Ooh. And there you have it there. One Mr. Gavin Hubbard. Yes, Gavin Hubbard, who wants to be called, I don't know, Lauren, Laurel, whatever. Today, actually, this was Monday, August 2nd, a big, strong man bombed out of the super heavyweight class of the women's division at the 2021 Olympic Games in Tokyo, 2020, 21, whatever. Read the sentence again. We are living in a post-truth society. The best that can be done with this is to finally hone your cynicism, question everything you are told, and learn to appreciate dark humor. Gavin Hubbard at 6'1", 285. He was most assuredly born a male and competed somewhat successfully in the men's division of the Olympic weightlifting up until 2001. Psychological issues caused him to, quote, reevaluate his gender identity, previously based on physical sex, and he was reportedly surgically reassigned in 2012 to reflect his commitment to his new gender ID as Laurel. All of this is entirely his own personal business and has nothing to do with the rest of humanity. If a guy wants to castrate himself and have cosmetic surgery, he should have the freedom to do so. Yes. But being born a male, having developed in utero under male levels of testosterone exposure, makes you forever and always different from being born a female. It's called science, folks. Whose congenital development took place without testosterone at those levels. It doesn't matter if you decide to get rid of this pesky equipment at the age of 34, because your entire body, and especially your neuromuscular system, has already enjoyed the benefits of masculine development for 34 years, plus 7 months of testosterone exposure before birth. This comes out of Outkick. IOC says transgender athlete policy is outdated, plans to change after the Olympics. The International Olympic Committee, the IOC, officials said guidelines governing the participation of transgender women as Olympic sports are outdated and plan to announce a new policy after the Olympic Games. What could those policies be? Let's check those boxes. The statement came after Gavin Hubbard, aka Laurel, the New Zealander weightlifter set to compete in the Tokyo Games, was bounced and lost. But this is just prior to his competition on Monday. Hubbard lifts in the 87 kilogram division, allowed to compete alongside women under guidelines established by the 2015 IOC and adopted by the International Weightlifting Federation. Of course, whoever the president is of the IWF should be fired. Many medical experts and policymakers, right there alone, should tell you all you need to know. Avoid, avoid, avoid. Have come to the conclusion that those rules were no longer fully supported by science. Science! That is what they believe in, not real, actual science. In recent years, and experts who spoke with Yahoo Sports identified two main shortcomings: that testosterone-related rules were too lenient, and that one set of guidelines should not apply to dozens of different sports. The outlet report that the current guidelines requires a transgender woman a tranny, to undergo hormone therapy and suppress his testosterone below 10 nanomoles per liter for at least 12 months prior to first competition. But two scientists who have consulted with the IOC said based on the recent evidence, they believe the threshold was set too high based on old data and not the most sophisticated ways of measuring testosterone, said Myron Gunnell, a Yale endocrinologist who has studied the topic and consulted with IOC for 2 decades. 2 decades, too damn long. Here's the comedy, folks. The internet celebrates the collapse of the left woke Olympic icons. There you are, Megan Rapinoe, representative of the woke. Oh, she's a joy, isn't she? After a number of woke Olympic warriors went down ignominiously defeat this week, many Americans jumped to social media to celebrate their demise. Team USA or no? After spending years of protesting against the USA, the U.S. women's national soccer team took an early loss against Sweden on the 21st, right after kneeling, just after Tokyo Games opened, and then went out of the gold medal contention entirely due to Sunday's loss to Canada, 1-0. From finding a Team USA loss devastating, many reacted gleefully when the team led by loud and proud anti-American and social commie Megan Rapinoe went down in defeat in Japan. Quote, Little Miss Purple Hair and her team of woke warriors fell flat on their faces. One article posted to conservative commentator Wayne Dupree's website. Quote, maybe it would have been smarter for Team USA to focus more on the actual sport of soccer. Think about that. Than the sport of liberal wokeness. Quote, another quote, I mean, if there was a medal for being social justice warriors, Team USA would have taken every damn gold medal in the joint. I added that last part. The article voiced many of jibs typical of those launched at Rapinoe and her teammates after the losses to Sweden and Canada. For instance, another conservative blog called Rapinoe's Loss Karma. Social media kicked into high gear as well. Author Nick Adams posted several tweets revealing his satisfaction that Rapinoe and Team USA lost. Quote, the United States women's soccer team lost because they hate America. I support watching Megan Rapinoe lose. They kneeled. They shouldn't have represented America. Sports commentator Clay Travis said that many people enjoyed the loss. The USA women's soccer team just lost to Canada, and many enjoyed the loss. In 2015, U.S. women's was one of the most popular teams in American history. What happened? Woke sports destroyed everything it touches. Ah, how factual you are, Clay. Instead of holding up America to the world as a shining example of equality and opportunity for women around the world, they tore us down. Many American sports fans will never forget this. The result, I've never seen a team squander more love and goodwill in my life as a sports fan, Clay Travis. Commented Megan Rapinoe and her comments regarding their loss.
Yeah, we just couldn't figure it out anywhere really on the field. I don't know exactly what it was, but it's certainly not one of our better performances, that's for sure.
After the final whistle, Carly Lloyd took her a little bit to stand up off the field. I saw you go over, kind of give her a pat on the back. What emotions are you feeling at this point as you see her react?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we've been, in this a long time together. We're both closer to the end than at the beginning, and we've shared, a lot of those happy moments on the field, and, not that many sad moments, but we've had a few.
But you squandered it, Megan. You squandered it. You ruined it. You ruined it for possible generations to come in soccer.
This is probably, who knows, it might not be the last Olympics, but it probably is. Obviously we want, to send everybody out on the happiest note, and, we weren't able to do that tonight.
We're gonna move on to the final one because this just wraps it all up. This comes out of Outkick also. The push to weaponize mental health like racism and COVID. Rahcism and the coofs. Mental illness is one of the country's leading concerns. It affects many people, many of whom are unaware and afraid to admit that they have mental health challenges. We should have more conversations about mental health together. We need to support those who suffer from it and provide them with the help they need. However, at the same time, the left should not be weaponizing as they have done with racism and COVID. See, trannies. You're celebrating it. You're pom-pomming it. You're going running around with your pom-poms saying, oh, how stunning and brave. It's a mental illness. It needs to be dealt with as such. Though Democratic politicians most certainly use societal issues to forward their agendas, they are by no means alone. Athletes, musicians, actors, TV hosts, those we might call woke elites or grandstanding opportunists, are all culpable. They take their human vulnerabilities, such as mental illness, and use them to their advantage. Most recently, Simone Biles cited mental health as why she bowed out of the team and individual all-around competitions at the Olympics last week. But members of the media were pressured not to ask questions about this decision. It was over. The narrative had already been established. Biles may have quit, but doing so made her a hero. The New Yorker even included the headline, "The Radical Courage of Simone Biles, exit from Team USA," to frame the Biles story. We should take Biles' mental health claims seriously, but we shouldn't allow them to excuse her behavior. She quit on her team. She doesn't get a pass just because she's a black woman or a sports media darling. Everyone, including Olympic and professional athletes, has to deal with something. Sports can be just as challenging mentally as it is physically. Ask the NFL athletes. Ask real NBA athletes who aren't Karen James. Yet, because the media is so afraid of running afoul of the established narrative, they celebrated Biles, supporting bravery and perhaps unwittingly signal to young people that quitting is acceptable and that they can bow out of a spelling test just because they aren't feeling well on a given day, clutching pearls and panties bunching. My thoughts. This was a lot to unpack, and I'm going to try to condense this as best as possible. When it comes to the situation regarding the weightlifter who pretends to be a woman, lost, and rightly so, should have lost, that was funny. To me, that was hilarity. To me, like I said, I'm not a person who believes in karma, but I hear it's a biatch. But then you have the Olympics, the IOC actually saying, you know what, we are going to change the rules regarding trannies in the Olympics. Because that dastardly testosterone, we need to get rid of it once and for all. So that way they can feel that they're really, really women. Clowns. But regarding the situation with the women's soccer team and Megan Rapinoe and her woke goons, they deserve to lose. They kneeled against Sweden, lost 3-0. They kneeled against Canada, lost 1-0. There you go, end of story. Oh, and it's a shame Megan Rapinoe is probably going to retire. She won't see another Olympic Games, but I'm sure CNN will hire her nonetheless. Regarding using mental health as a weapon, sadly, the left are doing that. They're doing it right now. They're saying COVID is a mental health issue now. They're saying racism is a mental health issue now. They're using everything except what actually is mental health and trying to take care of it and trying to get the help it needs by using it as a political weapon, as a political tool. No surprise. Just watch a typical CNN broadcast, MSNBC broadcast, sometimes, sadly, even Fox. But this is where we are. And this is sad and pathetic. The worst Olympics that the U.S. has ever put forth in performance-wise. And hopefully this will be a learning lesson for them. That, sorry, you got those who have mental health issues, who play in the NFL, who play in the NBA, who play in NHL, who play in Major League Baseball, and they deal with it from a physical standpoint, from a psychological standpoint, or medical standpoint, but they deal with it nonetheless, and they play the game that they love. Because when it comes to the U.S., you're there to represent the country. You're not there to represent yourself, your selfish acts. This is what happens when you're being selfish. You lost. And you lost big. And you embarrassed yourself. And you made yourself look like an effing clown. And with that being said, I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.